All right, today we are here to give you the pros and the cons to living inside of Canyon Lake. I want to give you the good, I want to give you the bad, and let you make the decision on whether this is the right community for you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things living in the Temecula Valley. From new construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to new things coming here to the valley, I want you and your family to know exactly what it's like living here before you make the move. Let's get to it. All right, like I said, we are going to talk about the pros and the cons. I want you to know all things Canyon Lake, help you make this decision on whether it is the right community for you. It is a super fun, unique community, completely different than the rest of the Temecula Valley. If you are considering living in Murrieta or Temecula or Winchester or Wildomar, those are completely different worlds than what you're going to experience inside of Canyon Lake. So this deserves its own separate, unique YouTube channel, but we're putting it in here because it is local to our area, but it's super fun, super unique. Can't wait to share it with you. So let's start off with talking about pro number one. One of the pros to this community is a true private city model. This is not just a gated community neighborhood, although it feels like it is its own private and incorporated city since 1990. That comes with its own police patrol that's through the Riverside Sheriff, but basically have your own patrol inside of the gates there. Fire department, fully self-sustained as its own city. So super unique that it feels like one gigantic neighborhood within the gates, but it's actually its own entirely gated, unique private city. Pro number two is that this is a water lover's paradise. That is what attracts people here. It is a community built entirely around a lake. This is basically just a water reservoir, 525 acres of lake, almost 15 miles of shorefront properties. And so this is a super unique community. Again, completely surrounded homes surrounding this lake. And so if you love water sports, this is the place for you. If you've got a boat and you want your own private dock, you've got room for that. If you like to do paddleboarding or fishing or wakeboarding, anything like that, water sports related, this is the place for you. If you own a boat, you want to keep it on the water, this is it for you. If you don't own a boat and you just want friends that have boats, this is the place for you. So if you love being in that water, this is a really great alternative for people that really want to be by the beach but don't want that beach price tag that comes along with that. You can buy a home here in Canyon Lake on the water for just around $1 million, and you get to enjoy your own private dock access. Sometimes some of the more expensive properties have their own private beach, so you've got a lot of options here, and if you love the water sports, this is the place for you. Pro number three is that this is a super tight-knit community with tons to do. It seems like there's almost something going on inside of Canyon Lake every single weekend. If you love celebrating holidays with parades, this is the place for you. There are events all of the time happening within the community. Like I said, I mean, it's probably 50% of the time there's something going on inside of the community to keep you entertained. And that's what keeps the tight-knit feel to it, is everybody is participating in these things, and you're seeing your neighbors out. That would be something that, you know, if you're in the Temecula Valley in another city, you might not get, right? You might live in Murrieta and all of your neighbors, you know, come home from work, drive straight in their garage and close the door behind them. Within Canyon Lake, there's just so much to do there that you're constantly rubbing elbows with all of your neighbors. And so that keeps that close, tight-knit feel with a ton to do. Pro number four is the safety inside of the community. Very top-notch inside of there. It's a gated community. So if you're not a resident, you are not getting in. You can't even get in without being on a list just to go through and look at properties. You know, as a real estate agent, we have to show our license and our ID to get into the community, even to go see a property. So it's hard to get in, which is a pro for safety. You've got patrol inside of the gates. Again, the Riverside Sheriff helps with police and law enforcement there in the area. And so it's super safe. If you are looking for that safety and that security, Canyon Lake offers that. It really has a I've got your back kind of feel to the entire community. The neighbors all get along. It kind of seems like if you love Canyon Lake, you guys are all kind of the same mindset together. And so it really feels like your neighbors have your back and will be watching out for you. Pro number 5, at least in my book, are the unique floor plans inside of the community. This is not a cookie cutter community where you see one house, you've seen them all. It is actually one of my favorite things to show properties in Canyon Lake because they're custom built. Every house feels different. You've got different floor plans and layouts. You may have had the same builder build a few homes in the community, but everything feels different and unique, and they're all from different eras of time. So there's properties that have been built back 20, 30 years ago, and then you've got properties that were just recently built and very modern. And so you've got diversity in what these homes look like. So if you're looking at homes, you're gonna have a wide range of what they feel like. Some are gonna be open, some are gonna be closed off with a formal dining room, and some are just gonna feel like a gigantic open space. Some will have multi-levels, and you might enter on the top level and it drops down, and then others you might enter on the bottom level and then you venture up. There's just all sorts of uniqueness to this community that makes it really, really fun. So when you go over to your neighbor's house, it's not like, oh, I've got the same floor plan. It's like, I want to see this house because it's super fun. So the uniqueness to the floor plans is a huge pro in my book. All right, now let's give you the con side of things. We heard what's good. Now let's talk about the things that you might want to look out for before you move into the community. Number 1 is the gated community and the HOA rules. So it is gated. You might feel a little confined, basically everybody all living within one gate. And on top of that, you've got an HOA or a POA, they would call it, that has rules and controls things, and little things like you can't see your air conditioning unit from the street, and so they might make you put up a fence or put something around it to disguise it. So they may come up with some of these rules, and while they may seem flexible in some spaces, like letting your boat be parked out front, which a lot of other HOAs in the area would not allow, they're going to be flexible on some of that, but they're still going to pick at you about certain things. And so just something to consider, that you're going to have an association that's going to at sometimes fine you for things and give you warnings and notices. If you don't love that kind of stuff, you might want to be careful. Con number 2 would be just your risk of drought impacting your area a little bit. So we've actually seen water levels drop here over the years, and that's of concern to a community that's built around a lake. Like, that is the central thing about Canyon Lake, right? That's in the name. So water levels have dropped. That's narrowed up some of the waterways in some of your boating ability. It's not crazy significant, but it's something to watch out for. And especially if you're, moving there specifically for water sports and boating and all of that, it's just something that you want to consider. On top of that, they've actually had some issues with the lake recently, and dead fish popping up and things like that. So they've had some algae blooms that have caused some issues, and they're really working to try to get a hold of that. But that's something for you to consider as well, right? If you're living in a standard neighborhood not built around a lake, you don't have to deal with that. But if your entire community surrounds a lake, then what happens to the lake is a big concern to you. So dropping water levels and algae blooms and dirty water and dead fish and some of those things can be an issue for you. Now, is that there all the time? No, but it is something for you to consider, that you may have seasons of worry about what's going on with the lake. Another con is the aging infrastructure inside of the community. Now, while the city itself has only been around since 1990, you've got homes that are older than that within the community. So you may buy a home in there that is significantly older and maybe is prone to slab leaks due to copper piping and just certain maintenance issues, maybe needing some upgrades to some electrical, or maybe nearing roof replacement life. So aging homes inside of the area can be an issue for you. Although there are plenty of newer options inside of the community, it's nothing like what is just outside of the gates, which would be Menifee, where it's absolutely exploding with brand new construction. You're buying a home that's got warranties and is more energy efficient and all of that. So Canyon Lake's super unique, but the homes may be a little bit older than what you can get in surrounding areas. So that's going to come with some long-term maintenance you're going to need to take care of over time. Another con inside of the community for some, and maybe this doesn't impact you, but there's a ban on motorcycles inside of the community. So, I would say the lifestyle inside of the community is all about your boats and your trucks and your water sports and golf carts and all of the things, all of the fun things, but they cut out on motorcycles. And they say you're not allowed inside of the gate with your motorcycle due to noise. And so they're trying to keep it quieter, which doesn't seem to really fit with the overall vibe of the area. You would think it would just absolutely be totally allowed and probably 50% of your population would ride a motorcycle inside the community, but they've got a ban on that. So if you're a resident that has a motorcycle, they have a little parking lot that basically right inside the gate. You can pull in, park your motorcycle there, and then you've got to get out, drive to your property from there with a vehicle. So it's not something that you can drive in and out of your garage. You're gonna have to leave it outside in the parking lot. And so, just something that a lot of people aren't aware of until you actually move there and try to get in with that motorcycle. And the final con would be the lack of local amenities. While there are a ton of amenities inside of the community, pickleball, beaches, pool, rec room, all of that, you've got a ton to do inside of the community. But if you are looking to get out and go to a restaurant to eat or head to different shopping centers, there's really not a lot right there. So inside the community, not much. You do have a restaurant inside the community, but you've got to go outside the gates if you're going to go have like a regular meal or even go after some fast food. And there is a shopping center immediately outside of the gates that a lot of residents visit, but it's not going to meet all of your needs. You're actually going to need to drive 5 to 10 minutes beyond the gates to get anywhere that you're going to want to do shopping or dining or anything like that. And if you want even fine dining, you're probably gonna have to venture down into Murrieta, Temecula, or up into Corona for anything special from there. So just a little bit limited on that side. Inside of the gates, there is a ton to do. You will always be entertained, but it is a bit of a hassle that oftentimes you're having to get outside of those gates to be able to get to some of the stores and other amenities that you're looking for. All right, so that's it for our pros and cons to living inside of Canyon Lake. Like I said, this is a super unique community, not like any other community inside of the Temecula Valley. It may be completely different than anything you've ever experienced. So if being on the water, having a house with a view of the water, boating, lots of things to do, security of a gated community is something that you feel like you would like, this is definitely worth checking out. And as I mentioned, it's gated. You're not gonna get in there without chatting with us so that we can get you access inside of there to go check out some homes. So if you have questions about moving to Canyon Lake or the Temecula Valley in general, reach out. I'd love to have a conversation with you about whether this is the right fit for you and your family. You can give me a call, you can shoot a text, you can send an email, or you can schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation by clicking down in the description below. There's a link there that will take you directly to my calendar to schedule a Zoom consult, and we will hop on together and chat through whether this is the right place for you, answer any questions that you may have. Whether you are looking to move in 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, I'm happy to have one of those conversations with you and see if this is the right fit for you. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks so much. See you next time.